Hello, everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire. And this video is going to be talking about ascension, spiritual ascension. And what does it mean? And after I talk a little bit about ascension and break that down for you guys, what I want to do is give you guys some techniques that will help you condition your mind, spirit, and body for the ascension energies that are just running wild right now in this era. And hopefully you can incorporate these techniques into your daily rituals or whenever you get a moment in this fast-paced world we're living in right now. What is ascension? Ascension is spiritual evolution. Now, ascension, there's some people that would have you believe that this is new when it's wow, it's something serious and only they have the knowledge on how to help you. That's all incorrect. Spiritual ascension has been ongoing and it's part of evolution. Everything evolves. Now, that rate of evolution is neither here nor there. There's people who are much more evolved than I am. There's people that are much more evolved than you are. It doesn't mean that they're better than you or weaker than you if they're not as evolved. No. It's not. Let's not place value. Value is an illusion that we've created in the physical material world. The value, what's valuable in the physical material is not value in the spiritual. What you value in the living world, you will no longer value when you're on the other side. You'll never see a Brinks truck following a hearse. I learned that from Paul Mooney, a comedian. And he was right. You can't take it with you. What makes spiritual evolution or the ascension process so powerful, you do. You are valuable. You don't have a price tag. You are the one that's valuable. And so too is your spiritual evolution, the path that you're on. Ascension, our ascension, is key for our continuation. There's some people that would have you believe that only some people will ascend, other people won't. That's not true. It's not true, and there's a little bit of elitism in that. Because we all evolve. Everything does. Every living thing evolves. And everything has a right, a divine right to evolve. So, how is ascension, how is it relevant? Besides everything that I just put down, right? Spiritual ascension, our spiritual evolution, is raising your awareness, raising your spiritual awareness. What does that mean? There's some people that don't believe they have a spirit. They're just here. All right. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're right. That's not for me to decide or to judge on. I can only comment on the topic. If that's their road, if that's their path, that's their path. What are you aware of in your spiritual evolution? Do you even have a spiritual evolution? Do you even have a spirit? Or what? These are questions you have to ask yourself. One of the key practices of the ascension process is outgrowing or letting go of limiting beliefs, Now, let's keep in mind, let me clarify. Outgrowing something and letting something go, that's different. They're distinct. They're not the same. One, you have no power over it. It just happens. You outgrow something. It just happens. Or you let something go. That's a conscious decision that you're making to leave something behind as you progress forward. That's a decision. Outgrowing something is involuntary. Letting go of something is very voluntary. That's a decision that you make. Both are important in your ascension process. Outgrowing limiting beliefs, letting go of patterns of behavior that no longer serve you. Those are very important parts of the ascension process. Also, one thing to start it all, for you in terms of your ascension process is becoming very aware of your primal self and your divine self, your higher self. Your primal self is the part of you, and it's not a bad self. It's just much more animalistic, much more three-dimensional in a sense of aware of your needs and how to satisfy those needs. Done. You. The higher self, the divine self is, okay, let me satisfy my needs, but I want to also help other people satisfy their needs. Why? Because you feel when they hurt. You are happy when they're happy. You're sad when they're sad. The people that you love, family, friends, you feel them. You care about them. You love them. And they love you, if you're lucky. Well, that's a connection that you have. Funny word, that, connection. The most solitary among us seek it out. They seek connection. Connection is important. That's family, friends, lovers, wife. It's in everything that we do when we communicate, when we connect with other people. Connection is important. Connection is the adhesive to a collective. Part of the ascension process, you understand that the human species as a whole is one complete being spiritually. We're a part of it. We're a part of one complete being. The separate bodies, the individualism and everything, that's important too. But we have to understand that we are part of the same thing, this human species. And that's the hard thing to wrap our head around when you're working with ascension energies. We are a part of a greater whole. Not HOLE, but WHOLE. That's the divine self. The divine self will always be STO, service to others. The primal self is mostly service to self, STS. A lot of people are making the transition to service to others. Whereas once they were only focused with STS endeavors, service to self. There are techniques to amplify your ascension energies, to amplify your understanding with the ascension energies that are very predominant right now in 2025. As I said earlier, ascension has always been going on. Now in 2025, the energies have gotten a bit intense. And this is why. We can no longer continue to be as we were, divisive, divided, at each other's throats, that won't do for our spiritual evolution. It won't. There's some that are fighting this ascension process. And that's their choice. That's their choice, you know. But you can't stop ascension. It's ongoing. It's kind of like trying to stop aging. You can't. You're going to age. Deal with it. Suck it up, buttercup. So that's basically what's going on right now. The ascension energies have ramped up a great deal because it was postponed. It was delayed. What delayed our spiritual evolution? Orthodox religion. Generational conditioning. Psychological operations designed to make us dependent emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. Psychologically dependent, intellectually dependent on information that is given to us as opposed to us searching out for that information and clarification. There's many ways to slow something down, but you can't stop it. Spiritual ascension is one of those things. What are the things that you can do to intensify your spiritual evolution or your ascension process? And what I mean by intensify is to amplify it, to take control over it, to understand yourself and your process spiritually, your spiritual process. Meditation, yoga, psychic development. These are things that will help you in your ascension process. To start, I would recommend the Fibonacci breathing technique. This technique really helps. And let me show you what it looks like. If you saw the diagram, you saw that the numbers were 13, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1. Now, the Fibonacci breathing technique is very, very, very powerful. I mean, it worked for me. It puts you in a meditative state where it's much more easier to meditate, where you can access your subconscious, where you can access the deeper inner regions within yourself, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's a key into you, your deeper self. And how you access this key, how you use the key. You're the door, how you use the key is quite simple. You breathe in slowly through your nose for 13 seconds, and then you exhale through your mouth, 13 seconds. Then you breathe in through your nose, 8 seconds. Then you exhale through your mouth, 8 seconds. And you continue the process, 5 through your nose, exhale through your mouth, in the count of 5. Then 3, then 2, then 1. Now, I felt the effects of the Fibonacci breathing technique the first time I did it. But I would urge you to do it a total of 13 times initially, just so you become proficient in it. You can use this breathing method anytime, which is awesome. And when you use it, do the first time you do it 13 times. I mean, let's not be lazy. Let's do it 13 times. But once you're proficient with it, whenever you're stressed, whenever you're going through an anxious moment, whenever you're just really fit to be tied, angry, whenever you're going through something, use that breathing method. I guarantee you, whatever toxic emotion or experience you're going through, it'll cut its intensity by half. That I can safely promise. And it gives you a fighting chance to promote as much positive energy in your life as you can. And that's what's really important. This Fibonacci breathing technique is great for stress relief, pain reduction, mindfulness, improved health, and promotes a peaceful setting, peaceful energy internally and externally, because you're the one generating the energy in your environment. It helps you take better control over your own energy. Another form of ascension practice, or ascension conditioning, if you will, to condition you for the ascension process that you're currently experiencing. Shadow work. I know a lot of people are not a fan of shadow work. It's hard. It's basically a subconscious operation. And looking at my notes, what is the most powerful shadow work? Why is it so powerful? It's absolute truth with yourself. Knowing your own conscience. If you're angry, what sets you off? And how did that which sets you off garner the appropriate power to do so? Because if somebody has the ability to make you angry, they have power over you. They're making you feel shit. Isn't that JoJo? If I'm happy, it's because I want to be happy and I allow myself to be happy. Sure, somebody may be a catalyst to that emotion, but it's up to me to feel it. That's why I have no enemies. An enemy is a title that I give somebody. I ain't gonna give nobody that kind of power over me. No, thank you. I'll eat them all first. Understanding yourself is key. Know your conscience, your personal agendas, your conscious agendas, and your subconscious agendas. 75% of your behavioral patterns are due to your personal experiences that you have gleaned in the past. And these personal experiences have conditioned you and your expectations about people, situations, places, and things. Absolute truth with yourself enables you to be aware of this in your life. That's shadow work. Absolute truth when you look into yourself. You can, whenever you're meditating and you're thinking about who are you to the world and what does the world mean to you, when you start asking yourself these deep questions, you're actually assessing your connection with the world around you. That's what you're doing. You can use the Fibonacci breathing method while you're meditating and working and doing shadow work. They're interchangeable. Not only interchangeable, you can work with them. They work well with each other. One key aspect of the shadow work that will help you kickstart your ascension process is, what are you holding on to? Why are you holding on to that? What is toxic to you? How are you that? You see the good, the bad, the ugly within you. It's not sufficient to accept that. Many people go like this, well, I'm this. It is what it is. Yeah, that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out, and I have no time for it. Know who you are. Accept who you are, yes. But most importantly, understand who you are. Why you are the way you are. This will give you a bird's eye view into your behavioral patterns and your decision-making process. Because in order to have a pattern of behavior, you made a decision somewhere down the line to act that way. The key is to understand why you made that decision to act that way, and then institute a behavioral pattern or a pattern of behavior because of the actions that you have taken, that you decided to take. See how it is connected? When you start thinking like that, you're assessing yourself deeply. And that is what is needed in any type of spiritual pursuit. Know yourself. Last one I want to share with you is an Egyptian magic one. It's a Kemetic ritual. And it does help accessing and stabilizing your own internal energies. Okay, so you light a white candle. And when you light a white candle, you cover your left eye. And this is, do I write with this? No, I don't write with it. So that's my left eye. You cover your left eye. So your right eye is looking at the candle. You count from 1 to 100, looking at that candle flame. After that, you do this. And you switch eyes, and you do the same thing. 1 to 100. Count slowly, don't rush the process. Then after that, lastly, you look at the candle with both eyes, and you count from 1 to 100. What you're doing is you're cleansing both hemispheres of your brain, and then you're unifying them with the last one when both of your eyes are looking at the flame. And it's a great way to recalibrate your mind. These are very important exercises, if you will, for ascension and your ascension process. And if you're so inclined to take your ascension process seriously, I would urge you to practice these exercises. What are the benefits of these exercises? They remove psychological conditioning, helps you to break unwanted behavioral patterns, helps you overcome traumatic stress responses, helps reduce anxiety, helps increase your awareness, helps increase your extrasensory perception, ESP, helps make you more in tune with your body, helps make you more in tune with your inner self, spirit, and soul, helps remove negative emotional responses and clears the emotional responses of others that have injured or affected you, helps keep you tethered to the present moment and not trapped in past or future outcomes. What does that mean? Let me to be clear. How are people trapped in the future? When you're so focused on the future of what has not happened yet, you miss opportunities in the present, which secures the future you want least. That's how many people are trapped in the future because they're so focused on their future, they're not even taking responsibility for what they're doing in the present. And they're missing opportunities, key lessons in the present moment, which will ensure the future they do not want to come about. So many people who are trapped in the past are doing the same thing. They're so lamenting what has happened. They're not focused on the now of things. So the power of the past will infiltrate the future because of their lack of awareness of their own present. I know it's a bit heady, but think about it for a little bit, or maybe a lot, and you'll see what I'm trying to say. These techniques also helps you grow spiritually, emotionally, and psychically. And lastly, these practices will help activate and develop your dormant psychic abilities. So, without further ado, I would urge you guys to practice these techniques. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Please subscribe and like my page. I will be making more videos. I'm sorry I was gone for so long, but now I'm back. Let's all bring light to dark places. We're worth it.